For this ritual, you will need a pen and paper, a seedling or some seeds, your intentions, and your own creativity. I have my pen and paper, and I'm also going to put a little rose quartz bunny rabbit, I don't know if you can quite make that out, just here next to me as well, with the aventurine dragon skull that I've got there. So I have my pen and paper. So what is this ritual all about? Well, this is about creating a sigil, and we're going to use that sigil for something a little bit later on. So then what we're going to do is write down on this piece of paper a couple of words, maybe 2 or 3 words, that sum up a goal, a hope, or an intention. So for instance, it might be promotion at work. So you would write the words promotion at work. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to take away all of the vowels, so we cross those through, and then we're going to look for any doubled up letters, and we're going to take those out as well. So single P, single R, single M, single T, single N, double T, so we've crossed that T out, a W, a double R, cross that out, and a K. So let's write that one out again. So we've got P, R, M, T, N, W, and K. So now what we need to do is create a symbol using these letters. So I have actually done a little bit of playing around, but you might need to shift them, move them around a bit, flip them, do whatever until you come up with a particular symbol that you are happy with. So for instance, we're going to draw the P first, then I'm going to use the line to there as an R, just make that one a little bit longer, to create our R. So you see we've got the P, we've got the R. Then I'm going to write the letter M, but in this case I'm turning the paper and I'm using this curve of the R or P, and I'm turning that into an M. So we've got a lowercase m. Then for the T, I'm turning it this way, and I'm going to draw my T, and I'm just drawing it to there. So it's a bit of an elongated, flatter T. Now don't worry about the end bits or the scribbly bits. You can always clean that up afterwards. Then after I've done that, I'm looking for the N. So I can see this line here with that part of the R. Now if I just take that slightly further and take that up, I could create that all the way up. However, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stylize that part of the letter N. So effectively the N would look like that. So it's still noticeably an N, it's just got a little bit more of a curve to it. Then we've got the W. Well, we don't have to worry about that because that M is already there as a W, so that works for us. And then we need the K. Well, we've got that line, so let's just bring in that K there. Now, because I've done a bit of working with this already, I'm quite happy with how that looks. However, I did notice if you were to draw it on its side, so we take the basic shape and we draw our M, our R, our K, and all of our letters in there. So we've got our T, our M, everything all in that little symbol. It actually looks a little bit like a book when it's that way round. So I've got my shape I'm happy with. I'm just going to draw it out again. So I want to have that bottom piece, and then I want to have the letters that make up the P, and also the M, and also the R to there, and the K going across to there. So that is my design. So just to reiterate, you can see we've got the P shape, the R shape, the M shape, we have the T, the N, and the W, and obviously the K in there as well. So that symbol becomes our sigil. Okay, so this becomes what we are working with. So now if you want to, you can make it out of more elaborate, lovely paper. I've got some natural handmade paper that you can make it out of. You could draw it onto something a bit more flimsy, like toilet tissue or something like that. But what you want to have is your symbol that is just written on your piece of paper. And then we are going to take some seeds or take a small seedling, and we're going to wrap the roots of the seedling or the seed itself. We're going to use the paper as a little cup or a little holder. So basically what I would do is to slightly crumple it like so, and then place in there my seeds. And then what I would do is put a little bit of dirt and gently pinch these bits together at the top. So I have effectively a little piece of wrapped paper with my seeds and my dirt in there. And then I would plant this. If you want to, as you plant your seeds or your seedling, this is a perfect time to offer up a prayer or an offering to Eostra or to any local elementals that are perhaps in your garden or in your space, or to a deity that you work with. When I certainly plant mine, I will be working with that universal energy and asking for that growth and that happy prosperity that spring tends to give us, that revitalization, that rebirth. That is something that I will be working with for me. Now, once that's been planted and watered, the paper itself will eventually dissolve away to nothing. It will get eaten by the worms and basically biodegrade. And that's what you want. And you want to, throughout the season, throughout this coming growing season, through spring, you want to watch for those seedlings, those shoots to start appearing. If you're using a seedling, you want to see those first signs of growth, those new shoots, those new leaves. And that is how you know that your spell working, your ritual will be happening. Now, you want to spend a little bit of time working on your statement. You want to make it a positive statement, and you want to make sure it is something that is actually achievable. So a promotion at work, while you've set this intention, you've put this all into place, you've planted your packet of seeds or your seedling, and what you also then have to do is actively work towards it. The working itself is giving the universe a nudge in your favor, but you also have to put a bit of that legwork in as well. For me personally, I've got my sigil made. I'm ready to go. It's just, as I'm filming this, we're still waiting for that final cold snap before spring gets in. And hopefully then the weather will be warmer and it will be a little bit more receptive to growing seeds. So there you go. It's a simple ritual that you can use anytime, year round, but it's perfect for the Ostara season as we're looking and focusing on those new shoots of spring, that new life, that new energy, and that new growth and hope for the future. Let me know what you think about this ritual down in the comment section. If you like this video, please do give it a massive thumbs up. That really helps me out with the all-powerful YouTube algorithm. If you would like to get notified each and every time I go live with a tarot live stream, or whenever I upload a video, please do click your subscription button and then ding your bell and change your settings to all. That way you should get notifications from YouTube. But that is going to be it from me today. And as I always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.